Right, so yeah, we're teleporting to Jewel Crozier. So yeah, we got a quest from the dude that originally took us a tour around Ishgard when we first got here. That's basically just like, I guess, catch up, like retaking that tour, you know, after Heavensward's over as sort of like a looking back sort of thing. I don't know. I don't know where the side quest is leading, but yeah, we'll do that real quick. Ethernet. Jewel Crozier. Alright, here's Lays, who's sort of like the master sort of the markets here, I guess, sort of, kind of.
A warm welcome to you, Mistress Light. To what do I owe the pleasure?
I don't know, just retaking this tour, I guess.
Retracing your steps from those first days in Ishgard. I see. Well, no one could begrudge you for indulging in a little nostalgia. I'm reminded how much I owe you and yours. Lest you forget, foreign merchants were subject to a frankly unreasonable level of scrutiny until relatively recently. Not so now, however. Now goods from every corner of Eorzea flow into our markets. And that, my friend, is change we can all appreciate.
Merchants of all nations speak a common tongue, and its words are coin. Needless to say, there is little profit to be had in prejudice, especially against those who have received the patronage of a count. Thus, when the wards of House Fortemps arrived, she was only too happy to make their acquaintance. Oh, there's a little dialogue about Lays.
As one might expect, all this political upheaval has had a significant impact on the markets. But there's profit to be had if one can navigate the chaos.
I'm sure there is. Many opportunities to be had. Okay, we gotta visit Gibelin, the Forgotten Knight. Okay, hold on. Let's go back to the Ethernet crystal. Okay. The Forgotten Knight. So yeah, Gibelin is like the barkeep here. Who we first talked to. This is where Tataru would hang out and like gain information about what was going on, and you know, hear rumors and stuff like that at this bar. Gibelin also sent us in the right direction to meet with Hilda, who was sort of the leader of like sort of like the rebel, like little rebel forces here in Ishgard of the you know, like the common people, like, you know, not quite rebel group because they weren't actually like fighting with the Highborn, but it was sort of like the stick to the Highborn group, more or less. All right, Gibelin. Okay. See if I can't regain Gibelin's accent that I gave him. Wasn't southern.
Will it be then ale, mulled wine? No, don't tell me. Tea?
Oh, so it's to be memories then, is it? Now there's a bit of draw to that. I'll leave you wanting, assuming you can remember your own name, that is. I don't think it was quite this accent either. Oh well, we'll figure it out. As a brittle draw that'll leave you wanting, assuming you can remember your own name, that is, I see. Take your friend, Tataru. One moment she's just another girl waiting on customers, clearing tables and so forth. And next she's got a dozen admirers asking after her every bloody night. Tataru has become a real feature of this tavern. I see, I see.
And I'll be damned if I can remember how it happened.
I'm all over the place with this accent, trying to retrieve it.
singing those stupid songs, dancing those daft dances. Though to be honest, I think it was her stories that really won him over. Stories of a certain hero's grand adventures across Eorzea. Yeah, Totaro has a tendency to tell her story. Told with a flair that'd put a minstrel to shame. Who doesn't love to hear a good hero's tale, am I right? Else, we've even got one about the man who built this tavern. Was one of the founding fathers of Ishgard, or so it goes. Now, as is the Enchiridion told it. Besides Haldrath, the only knights who survived the battle with Nidhogg were the founders of the High Houses. Of course, these days we all know better than to put too much stock in the words of the church, eh? Yeah, we saw who was probably the founder of this tavern in a vision of the past via the echo. But there's more to our tale than just words. There's a sword, too. One which has been passed down from proprietor to proprietor since before anyone can remember. Just a rusty old bugger, but if you look closely at her handle, you can just about make out an inscription. Brothers, brave and true, live well, forgotten and content. A man who forsook wealth and fame and chose the life of a humble tavern keeper. It's just a tale, of course, albeit a good one. As for the truth, who can say, friend? Who can say? Yeah, we don't know for certain that's what became of the dude. He just said he would probably live a simple life as a tavern keep. In the vision. He knew everyone's story, though he would never share his own. An optimist, he wanted to believe in the best of people. Sometimes that faith would be rewarded, other times betrayed. But he would listen, regardless, and he would hope. Libre long. Alright. The past few walks are okay. We're going to Laniette. Oh well, we're going to Camp Cloudtop anyway to do all the side questing. So yeah, let's go out there. So yeah, because after this we did go to Camp Cloudtop, and then we went to they'll probably send us to speak to Redwald in Valken's Nest. Right, let's talk to Laniette though, as part of this trip down memory lane. Laniette. Mistress Light, I was but this moment thinking of you. I had hoped to speak with you at Sir Emeric's investiture, but circumstances conspired to prevent me from attending. Mayhap you will allow me to say now what I could not say then. On behalf of House Alanar and all of Ishgard, I offer unto you my deepest and most humblest thanks. You risked your life to stand against our sworn enemy and freed us from a millennium of torment. Yeah, we stood against Nidhogg and basically ended a 1,000-year war between man and dragon by making peace, and then also by slaying Nidhogg and the elf pope as well. But we can never hope to repay you. We will ever remember you and your deeds. That our children and their children's children might know the woman whom they owe their lives. Nah, thanks, Lilian. Ahem, I concede that the grand investiture would have been a more fitting occasion for such words, but I could not risk them being left unspoken. What brings you this way? As you can see, Camp Cloudtop remains much the same as it did during the war, though we need no longer watch the skies for Dravadian outflyers. The Vanu have proven themselves similarly worthy of our attention. Fuck Emmeline, and I don't know why you here as well? They came with us originally to Camp Cloudtop. Hello. I say, old girl, you have the most uncanny ability to appear whenever I least expect you. But enough about that. Au revoir. Yes, my lord. Ahem. Lady Lunalight, I am pleased to report that we succeeded in infiltrating Voodoo territory and there observed the beastmen harvesting crystals at several different sites. Based on the volume of crystals acquired during our period of surveillance, I have prepared an estimate of how much time I believe it will take the Voodoo to gather sufficient crystals for another summoning. I have also taken the liberty of drafting several proposals outlining how the Rose Knights might prevent such eventuality, such as raiding these sites and securing their stores, as well as detailed assessment of the risk involved should you choose to proceed. Ahem.
I don't know why. Where'd you do all that work, man?
By the Fury. I gathered you were clever, but I was not aware you were capable of this. With respect, you are wasted on your master.
Oh, what? Apparently a freaking story tactician.
Hard-working, full of potential. Aye, I think there is a place for you here, with the Rose Knights, if you would have it.
Damn, Honor, why are you being recruited, dude?
That you would even consider taking me into your service is a tremendous honor, my lady. And were I free to do so, I would gladly accept, but I am pledged to another, as you well know.
Regrettable, but understandable. I take comfort in the fact that a youth of your talent and character will never want for opportunities. Yeah, dude, Honor was a good egg, fucking apparently very talented.
Pledged to another, you rascal. I thought I saw you whispering in young Saulette's ear the other day.
You certainly wasted no time wooing our newest maid. God damn it, Emily. You mean she's pledged into your service, dude? There'll be no secrets between us. You must tell me everything. Where you've been sneaking off to together, what adventures you've been having, every little detail, and don't you dare leave anything out.
I'm sure he will not.
In any event, you have jointly exceeded my expectations. I grant you leave to return to the city. Should the need arise, I shall call upon you again.
Thank you, my lady. I believe we shall do as you suggest, until we meet, Mistress Light.
Meet again. Au revoir, Emmeline.
Not so fast. The next airship isn't due for another hour, and we have so much to talk about. Au revoir. Au revoir.
There they go. Thank God Emmeline has Honor to keep him in check.
For all the lady's disdain, it was an old, familiar dance. To her, Lord Emmeline would always be the boy fumbling for a compliment, and perhaps there was comfort in that. A memory of home on the bleak frontier.
I think Laniette and Emmeline were like childhood friends or something. I don't know. Emmeline's trying to woo her, though. Alright, alright. Oh, hold on. The past we walk had a side dialogue there.
In all honesty, we could easily do without their assistance. And yet, I cannot deny that a part of me has come to look forward to the impromptu visits.
Oh right, the paths we walk. Yeah, this is the return to each of the places that you've gone to as like a sort of like look back nostalgia thing of going back to each of the places we went through along the expansion. Hey Redwald. 1,000 pardons, Mistress Light. Had I known you were planning to pay us a visit, I would have seen that you received a proper reception. A feast, perhaps. Or at least a formal welcome with the men in full dress. It's not necessary, Redwald. It's not necessary, but thank you.
Oh, it's the crest.
The symbol of peace that Sir Aymeric had in place. You have more than earned it. One need only look to the pilgrims who come in their droves to pray before the relief to see the truth of that. Pilgrims! That's cool. Is it heretic pilgrims? Are we friends now with the heretics? Some abide in silence, while others shed tears. Not for sorrow, you understand, but for joy. Joy at being released from Nidhogg's torment. Who is it? Oh, Artorel. Sir Redwald, the shipment has been unloaded, and the quartermaster confirms that all supplies are accounted for. Mr. Slight, are you here on official business? Nope, unofficial rounds. A journey to remember and reflect. Aye, much has changed since we first came here together. Since I abandoned you to follow the heretic's trail alone. You went back with the knight to make sure he was okay, that's chill. And you went back to go send word. I was okay with that and bring reinforcements if needed. Come, my lord. Mayhap you recall the survivor whom you carried back to Valken's Nest that day. Well, his wife but recently gave birth to their first child. See, there you go, Atwahel, you did good. Is that so? Well, mayhap I should pay him a visit. Though he would doubtless be honored, my lord. You need not put yourself to such trouble. Your responsibilities as count surely leave little enough time as it is. Yeah, he succeeded the title of count from his father. Think not on that. I am still me and you are still you. Whatever our respective titles, I would speak to you as a friend. That's well, good man. This preoccupation with position and power has sown no end of discord between our two houses, to the great detriment of our nation. 'Tis especially galling when one considers that much of what we have achieved was by virtue of our blood and not our character. Call me Count if you must, but know that I take no pride in it. Mayhap one day, when I have earned it, I will. Not today. Wow, very honorable of you, Artois. I think you've earned it, Artois. Good man. Little salute. Still himself, is he? Yep. An honorable man mindful of tradition, he was loath to accept the assistance of a foreigner in exile. Specifically in exile. But when forced to confront bitter truths, he looked within and found himself wanting. Pride be damned, then, if it led one astray. He would set aside his prejudices and join hands with this gifted outcast for the greater good of Ishgard. Yeah, Etrahel was a little bit of an asshole to us originally, but he came around. He was a good lad. The paths we walk. Humility and nobility are, regrettably, all too often at odds. He shall make a fine count. That he shall. Visit the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory Doctrine. Okay, back in Ishgard. To ye who ask of things to come, give thought to what is past and gone. Okay. It's like all the different people we've talked to. Okay. So after having talked to Redwald, I think now we're here because this is where the trial took place when Alphino and Tataro were falsely accused of heresy. Combat music. 2 foreign heretics against 2 knights of the Heavensward. Under the watchful gaze of the Fury, they would fight, and the winner's claim would be proven true. It was the opening gambit of a greater game whose stakes would remain unknown for some time. Fucking Knights of the Heavensward, dude. That's also where, you know... Well, Siobhan gave us the Ishgardian chocobo, the black chocobo. Oh, okay, past we walk, continuing over this way, continuing over this way. Alright. And then, yeah, then we went to go speak to the Archbishop, because he wanted to apologize to us for the false accusations of heresy. Hello, holy man.
You are Mistress Light, if I am not mistaken.
Aye, that's me.
We have met, though I am sure you do not remember. 'Twas a seeming lifetime ago, when you answered the Archbishop's summons.
Ah, yeah, that's why we're here.
I often came here to reflect upon all that has come to pass, and when I saw you gazing at the Holy Vault, I thought perhaps that you had too.
Yes, we're on a journey of reflection right now. Remembering all of the main story quests in Heavensward.
You turned our world upside down. Everything we held dear. For change. For the truth.
And I would do it again.
They say it had to be done. That his grace sought godhood. If so, then perhaps it was the Fury's will that you prevail.
The bastard, like, I know you just had to take my word for it, but yeah, he was gonna try to conquer the world and impose his righteous rule upon everybody. He's big Nazi.
But to say it, to believe it, I know that no man is without sin, but he was pious and humble.
I don't know, like, I guess he had a great appearance of being pious and humble, but the fucking dude had a god complex a mile wide. He was just like, only I can free the people and lead them down the path of righteousness. And I was like, oh boy, man.
Wholly devoted to the church and to his people.
He saw the people as fodder, dude. He lied to them so that he could use them.
I knew him, miss. You clearly did not. And he was a good man. Whatever else he may have been, I will remember him as a good man.
Maybe in his early days, maybe he started out as such. I won't deny it. I didn't know him before. I just know him as he was, and either he was really good at hiding and you didn't know him as well as you thought you did, or maybe he was a different man before. But sure, remember him as he was, but don't hold it against me for slaying him.
To walk the righteous path, to live for the sake of others, to rise to the highest station yet remain powerless to bring an end to your people's suffering.
There's been a lot of people in this church that have been assholes, so I don't know if just being in the church is to walk the righteous path, but sure.
What price salvation then? What sacrifice beyond reason?
And the means don't justify the ends. That's all it comes down to. There's plenty of sacrifice beyond reason.
For uneasy lies the head that wears a crown.
Okay. Don't know why they tried to convince us that maybe the elf pope was just misunderstood, because he was a high asshole. Deluded. Alright. Where are we going with this? The path we walk. Visit Merlweb. Oh right. Then we went to. Then we started on the side. Okay. Okay, we'll get the Merleb eventually. Then we started on the B plot with clearing our names in Ul'Dan. That started with going to Limsa Lominsa. Alright, hello again. I'd like to speak to the Admiral real quick if she's available. Kelvin, it's most unexpected. Do you have business with the Admiral? Yeah, I want to, like, I don't know, share a drink over some memories. A journey of remembrance, you say? Well, far be it from me to deny you. Unannounced or not, I suspect the Admiral will be most displeased if she heard that I had turned you away. Yo, Admiral, what up? Want to reminisce over the olden times? Remember when we came here and we spoke to you? Alright, goodbye. Thank the Navigator. I had resigned myself to another day spent listening to my advisors prattle on about the Beastman's latest movement. Come, Kelvin, tell me of your adventures. Sure. The Asgardians sail in uncharted waters, though I hope these new reforms of theirs meet with no resistance. 'Twould not be the first grand voyage to run afoul of the reefs ere it properly began. I love how Merleb just always speaks in nautical terms. They sail in uncharted waters. Hate for their voyage to run afoul of the reefs ere it properly began. But with Sir Aymeric at the helm, they may yet chart a course for generations to follow. Which is not to say our own doesn't need correcting. The Alliance has grown complacent. The bloody nose you gave us at the melee showed me that. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it was kind of cheating that I was on any sides at all. I feel like if I was on your side, you guys would have easily won. Who knows what would happen if I didn't take sides? Oh. So I'm just saying, like, I wouldn't say grown complacent. But you know, I guess keep on striving. Nor I've forgotten the lesson at the banquet. Rest assured, we will root out any further turncoats before the dagger is at our back. You have my word on that. And Lady Ugiri's besides. Heck yeah, heck yeah. At least it wasn't really any turncoats from you lot. It was just turncoats from the Uldans and the Crystal Braves. And, you know, shit in Ul'Dan's fucked politically, so... You know, that backstabbing was to be expected. She had never been one to retreat, much less in the face of transparent theatrics. Yeah, that's definitely what the frickin' Telegia Lolorito shit was. Transparent theatrics. But this had been no ordinary battlefield, its rules of engagement anything but clear. So she would watch and she would learn, and in time she would act. Though she did tell us she regretted not acting then. Never again, Kelwyn. Never again. Alright, I'll hold you to that, Merleb. Alright, now we go to visit Higiri in Revenant's Toll. In which case, I will hearth. Fascinating. Okay, so we were doing all the other ones and some were just fine, but this one for some reason is just like, no. No, you can't complete this one. So I'm gonna switch over to White Mage real quick. Yo, Higiri, what up? Mistress Kelwyn, is aught amiss? Nope, I'm just down the memory lane trail. For once, I don't come to you with ill tidings. I am both flattered and surprised that you should remember my small role in this tale, given the grandeur of your subsequent endeavors. Though I must confess to have derived some selfish pleasure from donning the garments of the shinobi once more. I am honored to have been able to assist in freeing General Roban from his captivity. Oh yeah, that is what ended up happening. We went out to that ruins place or whatever with Yugiri and the shinobi. And Delphi. Because they were gonna fucking execute Roban. And I believe I speak for all my countrymen when I say that we are most grateful to have been granted the opportunity to contribute to the restoration of the Scions. Much has changed, it is true, and much may never be as it once was. But in watching you and yours rise from the ashes and rebuild, I am reminded that we must never give in to despair, for there is always something which may yet be saved. Prevention was ever better than the cure, as Higiri knows too well. Will you be traveling to Ul'dah next? If so, I'd ask a favor of you. I've prepared a special unguent to aid in General Raban's rehabilitation. Injuries such as his must be tended to daily, even long after they have healed. You need only deliver it to his man, Commander Swift. He will see that the Flame General receives it. Halatala, yeah, those ruins. Alright. To Ul'dah then, to Ul'dah. Let's see, teleport. Ul'dah. Okay, it's right there. Hello. And delivery for Raban. Greetings, Kelvin. What is it you have there? A package. Domin unguent. Containing a variety of ground herbs and natural oils, the recipe for this traditional medicine has been passed down for generations. Unguent. I was not aware the General acquired such stuff. And one of our Domin friends made this for him, did she? Very well, I shall be sure to pass it on. Actually, wait here. We have just this moment concluded a meeting, and I expect he would be glad to speak with you before returning to the palace. Yo, Raban, my dude, what's up? So, Commander Swift, his accent. So Commander Swift tells me you came all this way to deliver unguent. Yep, that and on the trip down memory lane. Daily, she says. Ha! Well, mayhap it's best to be prudent. The gods alone know why you agreed to deliver it for her, though. Unless you mean to favor me with the rematch I requested. Ah, the rematch from the melee. I mean, if you want to, Raban, if you want to. But no, I'm going down the trip of memory lane. I jest, lass. You are on a journey of reflection, are you not? Aye, Merweb said as much. And now you want to relive the moment you pulled me from the pit Ilbert left me in to rot. Shames me to think I was so blind to his hatred. Yeah, well, he hit it well, Roban. He hit it well. And you hadn't spoken in years. Lolorito tells me it was not always so. That Ilbert admitted to him he once believed that I would return to Alamigo at the head of an army. But years passed and I did nothing. For all my accomplishments, for all my wealth, power, and influence, I did naught to better the plight of my people. Not for lack of trying. But Ilbert didn't know. He thought the bull of Alamigo had grown fat and complacent. That my story set a bad example for our countrymen. Yeah, I didn't know you were trying on the back end to do as much as you could for Alamigo. Forget our homeland and chase the Uldan dream. A fine, impossible dream which gave men the strength to endure their hardships and to try to make new lives for themselves here. So the dream had to die. He would kill me, stir up the disillusioned, arm them at the monetarist expense, and then... Forgive me. The Scions paid the price of my feelings. Yeah, we were kind of using all this nonsense, and I don't know why, you know, Telegia also, like Telegia and Lolorito gave no shit that we, the Scions of the 7th Dawn, Defenders of the Realm, got freaking shut down by all this shit. Once again, it would be a fitting fate if Telegia and Legi, thank God, already gone, but it would be fitting fate if Lolorito just got fucking wiped out by Primal, that's all I'm saying. Not wishing it on him, I'm just saying it could happen, and I would be like, well, that's fitting justice right there, yep. The gods know I have no shortage of debts to repay, of vows to keep and duties to discharge. But mark me well, lass. There will be a reckoning. Mayhap not today, mayhap not tomorrow, but a reckoning there will be. I'm with you, Roban. Let there be a reckoning. Smile and nod. A refugee of a fallen nation, he had risen from the depths of poverty to claim a seat on the syndicate. Yet for all his great deeds, one was left undone. And like sands through an hourglass, the years slipped away, taking with them an old friend's hope. And apparently taking away an old friend's hope and leaving him as a fucking nutbag. Fucking Ilbert, dude. Crazy bastard. Oh, okay, sorry, it's a different questline. Fuck my life, dude. A refugee of fallen Alamigo, Roban had risen from the depths of poverty to reclaim... Oh, shit. It changed quest titles, that's why. When we went to Higiri, it changed quest titles. Now it's the oaths we swear. Oh, goddamn, it keeps going. This is why I couldn't find it. Oh, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. God damn it. Where are we going here? Visit Gorgam Mills in Corthus, Western Highlands. I got to go all the way out here. To the Heretics building. Where the Heretics were and where we spoke with, Ice Heart, even though that happened before, I'm pretty sure before the Raban stuff. But I guess we go out there again. Oh, right, we go out there again because we're going, that's where we meet with, on the trail of Lady Iceheart to go to peace talks with the dragons. Okay, so now we're doing this. We're probably going to go meet with Moksha-san, then we're probably going to go meet with, Vidofnir. And then we're probably going to talk to Hraesvelgr, maybe. No, we're probably going to go talk to Moglin, and then we're going to talk to Hraesvelgr, and then... Ugh, this is longer than I thought it was, but I'm committed now, I'm committed. I was just like, oh, this wasn't as long trip down memory lane as I thought it was going to be. Who out here? Who out here? House Durndale Knight. By the Fury, is that you, Mistress Light? Forgive me, but what reason could you possibly have for returning to this godforsaken place? I'm on a trip down memory lane. Mayhap it is fate which brings you here on this day of introspection and reflection. We are come to Gorgon Mills to accept the surrender of half-dozen heretics who once fought for the Lady Iceheart. If you are intended to visit the cellars, I would ask that you do nothing to unsettle them. These rumors of the general amnesty between Lady Iceheart's followers have caused no small amount of dissent in the ranks. It was not so long ago that they were ambushed in our convoys dressed as civilians after all. But if it is to be a choice between reconciliation and the return to violence, I choose reconciliation. Smart man, smart man. Hello, don't mind me. I'm just here down trip to memory lane. I just want to take a moment of contemplation here. Don't mind me. Consider it like a pilgrimage sort of vibe. Penitent heretic. Wait, I know you. You were at the amphitheater with the Dragon Slayer. Ah, yeah, we did end up going there, didn't we? On the hunt for Lady Iceheart. Ah, yeah, sorry, that was me, yeah. I suppose we owe you an apology. When you came to us seeking to parley, we were sure it was a scheme to lure out our lady. We were sure about a lot of things. When she first shared her revelation, when she told us that she was not Saint Shiva reborn, we assumed it was a test. Or had we not prayed for salvation? Had she not descended to deliver us from evil? That is what granted us primalship. She replied that our prayers were but fuel for a fevered dream, a construct born of desperation and denial. She was no savior, she said. But when we marched upon Ishgard regardless, she pulled us from the brink of oblivion and implored us to find another way. And here we are, ready to lay down our arms at last. It's time. She considered you a friend. Had things been different, mayhap we could have been friends too. Farewell. Mayhap we could have been friends. We can still be friends! We're friends now, you hear me? Forsaken by gods and men, they found salvation in a revelation. They would take up arms against their own kind to set ancient wrongs to right. Cut out Ishgard's festering heart, and the war would be over. This they knew, believed with all their being, until their savior told them their efforts would be for naught. I mean, once again, it wasn't wrong of them. I mean, it was kind of like their methods of going about it were wrong, but they weren't wrong in that, you know, it was the lies that the Archbishop was perpetuating that was one half of this war. Alright, visit Gentila at the Convictory. Alrighty, okie dokie. Gentle, I did not expect to come to you, but here we are. I guess you were here along the path. Yo.
Well, if it isn't the great warrior of light herself, she who slew the dread worm Nidhogg, bringing an end to 1,000 years of war, and my very livelihood. Well, go on then. Strike me down and finish the job. Stab me right in the heart. I'll even lend you my spear, if you like. After all, I won't be bloody needing it, will I? We're no longer hunting dragons, are we? Gods damn you. I mean, I'm jesting. Tell me the truth. For a moment, I had you fooled. Jude, I wouldn't have doubted it. Ye gods, as if I could hate the woman who rid us of Nidhogg. Oh, unless you worry, the business about me losing my livelihood couldn't have been further from the truth. In point of fact, peace is proving surprisingly lucrative. As our nation's ties with Thrace Valgar's brood have grown stronger, our interest in Gervania has begun to expand. We've seen a marked increase in number of travelers on the road. Needless to say, said travelers require protection, which we are only too happy to provide. So we've gone from dragon slaying to merchant protecting. Ooh. Granted, such work will not earn you a lordship like slaying a dragon might, but it pays well and is far less prone to end in incineration, which seems a reasonable, well enough compromise, all things considered. Less life risking. As long as there are wars to fight, there will be those who take up arms, not out of hatred or even a sense of duty, but for want of better employment. Some people won't do it for any grand cause and stuff like that, but they'll take the coin. When presented with an alternative, such individuals may gladly trade their sword for scythes, or failing that, pledge them to a more worthy cause. There we go. Some see the profit in war, but if you give them an alternative, more profit to be had in peace. Alright, Gentle, cool beans, dude. Cool beans. A pity I was not there with you on the steps of faith, to share in the honor and the glory of Nidhogg's defeat. A lot of people died out there, dude, so consider yourself lucky. Alright, and now we go to Mouse to Sean Tailfeather, and now we go to Mouse to Sean Tailfeather. And then out here somewhere, I think right there or somewhere like that, that's where we reignited our first crystal of light, one of these little hillocks. On the path to retrieving the blessing of light after Midgard Somer snuffed it out as a test. And that's also where we were just like, we're gonna go on a grand journey with Alphino and Ysael and Estinian to go to peace talks with the dragons. Well, strike me down. I'll have to switch back over to White Mage. Yo, Mouse of Sean. My dude. Looking swinky as always. Something the matter, lass. Nath giving you trouble. Nope, we come not with ill tidings this time. A journey of remembrance, eh? Gosh, it feels like only yesterday that Ysael turned up in Tailfeather with you in tow. Back into our lives and gone all too soon. Did I ever tell you how we found her 5 years back? In a torpor out in the forest all by her lonesome. Well, we weren't about to leave her there. Oh yeah, she was frozen over probably. So we carried her back here and tended her till she woke up.
Didn't say a word for days, Ysael. Just sat there and stared up at the sky as if the ground held nothing for her. And it didn't, we learned, when she finally spoke. Or is this after she met her Svelger? I think it might have been after she met her Svelger. Now, I might think she's not one to smile, but if you'd seen her in those years that followed... One day, all of a sudden, she says she's got a truth that must be shared. Up in leaves... Oh, nope, so it was before her, she talked to her Svelger. Up in leaves for God knows where, and that was the last we heard of her, for a time. Redemption's not beyond us, friends. Come and hear the truth. Come and hear the Lady Iceheart speak. And they did, from far and wide. Or so the story went. Some said there was nothing in it, but I knew. I knew. I think, Kelwyn, that deep down, most folks want to do right by themselves and by others. And they try, oh how they try. You do, certainly. And so does she. Yeah, most folk indeed. Some folk, though, rat bastards they are. But most folk want to do good. Alright. The third part in this, the legacies we leave. Mouse Ashawn would see you on your way. Apologies. You came here to think on your own memories, not listen to mine. I take it the Nath are next? Right then. If we're to do this properly, you'll need to gather up your incentives, same as before. In case you've forgotten, that's a basket of fresh calam tree fruit, a good-sized jar of landtrap nectar, and a dirty great cartload of young Nanka flesh. Oh, thank God. We're not actually having to do that. Come on, lass. Surely you can't be that bloody daft. You're more than welcome to their village already. Safe travels, safe travels. Dude, I get asked to do this shit all the time, Mouse Ashawn. I get asked to do this shit all the time, Mouse Ashawn. Remind me, how did you manage to harvest the calam tree fruit again? Ah, yes, the dragoon. Charming fellow, as I recall. Give me his number, Kelwyn. Alright. I was gonna say, like, if they did have us do that, I was just like, but aren't we already welcome in the Beast Tribe? We come and go all the fucking time. I was gonna be like, okay, I guess. Alright. The Vath Storyteller. Hello again.
Hunter of dragons and gods, I bid you welcome. What would you ask of me this day?
I'm on a trip down memory lane.
Once we would have had no conception of what you speak. The one mind does not forget, but we do. It can be most distressing.
Oh, so like the one mind keeps internal memory banks? That's cool, that's cool. But as individuals, you can't keep up that memory? Interesting.
To remember is not enough. One must strain and give words to memory, and inscribe words upon parchment. This is the chronicler's calling. He wrote of how you came to lost Astavath, and how you left to slay Ravana, and how the young hunter trained with the old hunter while you were away.
Aw, Alfino trained with Estinian while we were gone? Because we went out with Ysael, because Ysael also had the Echo and could help us.
We shall treasure these memories, this history you have given us, and when new Vath join us, we shall share it with them as well.
Bound no longer to the will of the many, they were now free to walk their own path. Thus, reborn, they would write the first chapter of a new history to be passed on to future generations. And as their culture grew older and richer, so too would their story.
rare ruby creature the young hunter commands. We wonder, is it delicious? We would never eat his, of course.
He means the carbuncle? Nah, dude, that's high magic shit. Don't touch that. Alright, to Vidofnir, to Vidofnir. Just arriving, just sort of standing here. Hello, dude, what's up? Sunning your wings or something? I mean, not even the sun, doing some stretches? That's cool. That's cool, dude. Yo, hello again, Vidofnir. How are you? My dearest friend. Friend of Ysael, warrior of warriors, thou art ever welcome in Annex Shrine. What bringeth thee to us this day? Trip down memory lane, my dear friend. There is much wisdom to be gained from looking to the past, to walk half-remembered paths, and mark anew their twists and turns. We too do this, though not through pilgrimage, nor less the written word beloved of thy historians. In song do we preserve the deeds of our lost, and chronicle the passing of the ages. Naught hath greater power to stir our hearts. 'Twas a dirge of profoundest sadness that roused Nidhogg's brood to action, a dirge which soundeth no more. Now a new song writheth to fill the void, one of hope rekindled, of war's end and peace's rebirth. I shall sing of thee and Ysael ever after, that all may know and remember. Thank you, Vidofnir. Cool fact with the dragons, apparently they remember with song. In the chorus, the fallen could rise once more, for none are dead whose names yet echo in the heavens, and the song would not end until the last voice fell silent. Heroes and villains, sinners and saints, all would live again. Very poetic, Vidofnir. We sing of Nidhogg even now, not to praise him, but to speed his soul onto its rest, for even he is deserving of peace. You're so good, Vidofnir. Give me a hug. I love you. Dearest friend, be safe. Take care. Love you. Okay, and now to Moglin and Mogholm. Alright, the path continues. Alright. Hello again, Moglin. We are here on Path Down Memory Lane.
Well, yank my palm and call me a molebat. I certainly wasn't expecting to see you today. Still calling yourself Kelwyn? Not that there's anything wrong with that, Kupo. Anyway, what are you doing here?
Remembrance.
Thank heavens for that. I was sure you were going to ask for help with yet another one of your irks.
Yep, I don't bring trouble this time.
Irks, citing quests.
Another one of your irks, I mean,
exciting quests. But by all means, we'd love to pass the time reminiscing about the good old days. And when better than now, Kupo? What with your friends visiting and all. Wait here and I'll fetch them.
What friends? We'll be visiting the 12 Sword Moogles? Oh, fucking Kan-E, dude. You're here, dude? Kan-E. Full glad am I to see you again, Kelwyn. And in Mogholm of all places. Hey, dude, you as well, Kan-E. Why are you here?
Popo, it really is you, and just when we were about to leave.
Kuplo Cop as well. Hello. I think it wonderful, this pilgrimage of yours, a final reflection upon the past, that you might face the future with eyes unclouded and heart at peace. Few would deny that the events of recent days warrant such contemplation. When last we stood in this place, I dare say none among our number would have believed what was to follow. Young Estinian least of all. Upon learning of what befell him in Azisla, I confess I thought him lost. But when Master Alphino told me of your great struggle, and of his salvation, I was reminded of your talent for the impossible. Thanks, Connie. We do have a talent for that. Screenshots for the memory banks, my own personal journey of remembrance.
If you ask me, it seems altogether too stubborn to die. Though I suppose it is no small feat to evict a spite-filled worm once it has made its home in one's head.
Oh, he seemed altogether too stubborn. Estinian too stubborn to die.
If you ask me, I think he was just too stubborn.
With Nidhogg's passing, the children of Ishgard and Ravania may at last look to the future. It is my hope, however, that they will not forget the deeds of history, nor the many thousands of lives lost in their conflict. For only through remembrance will they avoid the mistakes of the past. Bows head. Moment of silence for the lost. We thank you again for your hospitality, Chieftain Moglin, and pray that you will one day allow us to extend you the same courtesy. I wish you well on your journey, Kelwyn. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal.
Until we meet again, Kupo.
Yo, was not expecting Kan-E to be here. Even in the farthest reaches of distant, dangerous lands, one may chance upon a friendly face. Though given to mischief and largely unconcerned by the troubles of the outside world, they came to understand Ishgard's plight and agreed to lend their aid. Eventually, that is. Eventually. Alright. Where are we going now? Make camp in the southeast of Zenith. Oh, we're making camp. Oh, the camping. The one camp scene. Alright. Here we are. Making camp alone this time. I know I like this scene. Just me. The crackling warmth of Alphino's campfire. The savory waft of Ysael's bubbling stew. The soft snoring of Moghan, asleep on the grass. A cold wind blew that night as well. And on the morrow they mounted the steps and blew the horn. But having climbed to the summit with hope in their hearts, they descended dejected, weighed down by truths too grim to contemplate. That's when we learned the truth of the Dragon Song War, and we were also just like, well, nothing to do, we just gotta go slay Nidhogg. Okay. I'm cutting it here. I'm cutting it here. This could continue for quite a while. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. We'll continue this at the top of next stream. So yeah, we'll go out to the Royal Promenade.